In July 2019, financier Jeffrey Epstein faced serious legal charges, including 1 count of sex trafficking of a minor and 1 count of conspiracy to commit sex trafficking. Despite pleading not guilty, Epstein was denied bail and stayed in jail until August 10, 2019, when news of his apparent suicide emerged. This raised numerous unanswered questions about Epstein's life, crimes, and wealth. But here in this video, we will tell you about the life of Jeffrey Epstein and his dark side. Before we start, make sure you subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get regular updates. Let's get started. Jeffrey Epstein's disturbing vision. The American billionaire Jeffrey Epstein, who was accused of having sexually abused several young girls, had a disturbing dream. With his genetic material, Epstein hoped to enrich humanity by establishing a baby farm. At least 20 women were to get impregnated as part of his unsettling scheme. The infamous Repository for Germinal Choice, a sperm bank that was in operation from 1980 to 1999 and only took donations from Nobel Prize winners, served as the model for this uncomfortable concept. This unsettling idea was stoked by Epstein's passion for transhumanism, a theoretical movement that revolves around enhancing humanity through genetic engineering and artificial intelligence. Epstein's pursuit aligned with transhumanism, often considered a modern iteration of eugenics, a historical movement advocating for breed improvement. The New York Times reports that Epstein sought to enhance the human race, akin to the ideals of eugenics. Drawing from interviews, public documents, and acquaintances, the newspaper reveals Epstein's $20,000 donation in 2011 to Humanity Plus, then known as the Worldwide Transhuman Association. Epstein cunningly roped in scientists for his sinister plans, using parties, dinners, and generous donations to entice them. Renowned figures like physicist Stephen Hawking fell prey to Epstein's tactics. Neurologists, cognitive psychologists, and evolutionary biologists were among those targeted at Epstein's gatherings. During these encounters, Epstein openly discussed his ideology, criticizing humanitarian efforts to alleviate hunger for fear of population overcrowding. The lure of high society. As Epstein accumulated vast riches, he became enamored with the glittering world of high society. His opulent lifestyle included luxurious residences, a private island in the Caribbean, and hobnobbing with the global elite. Epstein's social circle included influential figures from politics, business, and entertainment. Epstein's social circle extended to former President Bill Clinton, actors Kevin Spacey, and Chris Tucker, whom he flew on his private jet in 2002 for a mission focused on democratization, empowering the poor, citizen service, and combating AIDS. Notably, Donald Trump once called Epstein a terrific guy. Epstein's relationships extended to royalty, maintaining a friendship with Prince Andrew that persisted even after Epstein's Florida sentence for solicitation. Epstein was a guy whose influence went well beyond his wealth, and the fact that his network was intricately linked to politics, the entertainment industry, and royalty just adds to the complexity of an already contentious story. The dark side of Jeffrey Epstein. In 2008, the public was given a glimpse into the darker side of Jeffrey Epstein's life when he pleaded guilty to soliciting prostitution from a minor. The charges revealed a disturbing pattern of sexual exploitation spanning multiple years. Epstein faced the legal consequences but received a surprisingly lenient 13-month jail sentence, sparking controversy and questions about the fairness of the justice system. On July 6, Epstein was arrested at Teterboro Airport in New Jersey, where he was coming back from France. On Monday, federal officials quickly charged him, which showed a wider pattern of abuse. The indictment said that Epstein had sexually abused and exploited many girls at his homes in Manhattan, New York, and Palm Beach, Florida, among other places, over a long period. Notably, in 2008, Epstein had pleaded guilty to a felony charge related to solicitation of prostitution involving a minor. He's accused of abusing many underage girls, some only 14, and plotting sex trafficking. He was given an 18-month prison term, but he only served 13. This was because he was granted a controversial work release, which let him leave jail 6 days a week to work. This leniency got more attention after a series of investigations by Miami Herald writer Julie K. Brown, who wrote about Epstein, his victims, and powerful people who backed his lighter sentence. The complexity of Epstein's case deepened with revelations that he not only assaulted young girls, but also took disturbing measures to maintain a constant supply of victims. The indictment disclosed that Epstein paid some of his victims to recruit additional girls for similar abuse, illustrating the predatory nature of his actions. Epstein's legal problems and the disturbing details of what he did show how important it is to thoroughly investigate and hold people accountable. His case isn't just about one person. It's also about the problems with the system that let these kinds of abuses happen over and over again. Unsealed court documents. In 2023, court files from Ghislaine Maxwell's 2015 case were revealed, thanks to the decision of U.S. District Judge Loretta Preska. Before, these papers were kept secret to protect the privacy of both the victims and the accused. These documents shed light on disturbing allegations. Virginia Giuffre, in a 2021 New York lawsuit, accused Prince Andrew of sexually abusing her when she was 17. In a different statement, Johanna Schoberg said that Prince Andrew groped her at Jeffrey Epstein's flat in Manhattan in 2001. The previous president, Bill Clinton, whose name was in the files, was not charged despite these claims. The documents disclosed affiliations with notable figures such as David Copperfield, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Michael Jackson. The files also included a claim that Virginia Giuffre, Epstein's victim, was made to date former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson. Intriguing revelations in Jeffrey Epstein's life. After Jeffrey Epstein was arrested, more secrets about his life came out. He had a passport from Austria, but the name on it wasn't his. A search of Epstein's Manhattan residence by authorities revealed a stash of diamonds and a substantial amount of cash. Things get stranger though. The Times reported an interesting story that Epstein wanted to spread his DNA by getting women pregnant at his large ranch in New Mexico. Also, he planned to freeze himself when he died. Why? So he was interested in a weird branch of science that aimed to bring dead people back to life in the future. The story of Jeffrey Epstein was already very strange, but these strange circumstances made it even stranger. Epstein died in his cell. Epstein arrived at the Metropolitan Correctional Center on July 6, 2019. Epstein faced health issues like sleep apnea, constipation, and back pain, along with chlamydia in his medical records. Denied bail on July 18, 2019, he faced up to 45 years in prison if convicted. On July 22, Epstein was found in his cell with a bedsheet around his neck. Though he survived, he was placed on suicide watch. In the Metropolitan Correctional Center, he struggled with a broken toilet and sleep apnea device issues, expressing frustration about jail noise and lack of sleep. On July 24, 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was found hurt in jail. Following a few weeks, on August 10, the New York Times reported that he had killed himself in prison. His death is under investigation by the FBI. A physician employed by Mark Epstein's brother stated on October 30 that Epstein did not commit suicide. Dr. Michael Baden stated on Fox and Friends that Epstein sustained injuries that are not typical of suicide victims, suggesting that they may have been inflicted by a third party. But Dr. Barbara Sampson, the city's chief medical examiner, didn't agree with Dr. Baden. Earlier, she had stated that Epstein committed suicide. According to NPR, the criminal investigation against Epstein came to a close with his death. Despite his death, investigations into his associates and potential co-conspirators continued. The legal aftermath of his actions has left a lasting impact on the survivors and raised questions about the accountability of those involved. The Maxwell trial. Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's ex-girlfriend, was his longtime associate. In July 2020, she was arrested at her remote mansion in the U.S. state of New Hampshire on suspicion that she had helped Epstein abuse children by trying to find and groom victims who were known to be minors. A New York City jury found her guilty on 5 of the 6 charges against her in December 2021. The most serious charge was the sex trafficking of a child. She got 20 years in jail, which means the 60-year-old woman could spend the rest of her life there. Even though there isn't much that can be claimed or verified outside of Epstein himself, it is certain that beneath the surface of elite life in the United States resides a dark and pathological culture of abuse and corruption in which certain individuals believe they can live above the law because of their power, status, and assets. That's all for now. I hope you have enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like and share the video and follow us for more latest updates. Thanks for watching.